Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Authorities are digging through evidence to try to determine the alleged gunman's motive in that mass shooting at a Walmart in Virginia. These most recent shootings have the president calling for Congress to take action. Elizabeth Schultz has more from Washington.
Charlottesville, Colorado Springs, and now Chesapeake, Virginia. A string of deadly shootings in just 1 week, leaving communities across America grieving and frustrated. President Biden today renewing his call for an assault weapons ban.
The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick. It's just sick. It has no social redeeming value. Zero, none.
In the latest mass shooting, police say a gunman used a pistol, opening fire inside a Virginia Walmart, killing at least 6 employees.
We will never forget those that we have lost.
The victims identified as Lorenzo Gamble, Brian Pendleton, Kelly Pyle, Randall Blevins, Tanika Johnson, and a 16-year-old male who authorities aren't naming because he's a minor. Brianna Tyler says she was in the break room when the gunman opened fire.
I literally looked at him. I saw the smoke leaving the gun, and I literally watched bodies drop.
Authorities say they're still seeking a motive. The alleged gunman, 31-year-old Andre Bing, died at the scene of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Bing was a manager at the Walmart. New video shows him inside the store in 2016.
It just really hasn't processed to me that we're in the middle of an active shooting and your manager is the one doing it.
President Biden says he's going to try to come up with the votes in Congress to pass that assault weapons ban, but it's an ambitious goal, with Republicans taking control of the House and just a narrow majority for Democrats in the Senate. Elizabeth Schultz, ABC News, Washington.
The holiday season kicks off with some of the busiest travel weekends of the year, and Nebraska state troopers will be working to keep motorists safe over Thanksgiving weekend. Troopers across Nebraska are participating in the annual Click It or Ticket nationwide campaign. Officials are working overtime now through Sunday, November 27th. This effort is made possible thanks in part to a grant for nearly $25,000 from the Nebraska Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office. AAA is projecting that nearly 50 million Americans will drive more than 50 miles this Thanksgiving. That's a 1.5% increase over 2021. State Trooper Mark White discussed some of the things troopers are looking out for.
What we're looking for is the same that we look for every day, and that is violations of Nebraska state statutes, mostly pertaining to the rules of the road. So speeding, leaving lanes, driving on the shoulders, expired tags, no front plates. If it's a violation, yeah, we'll just take care of it.
Everyone is reminded to wear a seatbelt, drive the speed limit, and get a ride if you plan to drink. AAA is offering Tow to Go, which provides free transportation for would-be impaired drivers in their vehicle. That service is active now through 6 a.m. on Monday and should be treated as a last resort. A Lincoln nonprofit made sure everyone had a Thanksgiving feast, including people who are experiencing homelessness. The People's City Mission hosted its 117th annual Thanksgiving meal with plenty of volunteers to help provide the food. Channel 8's Anthony D'Ignazio shows us what the meal meant to everyone.
Thanksgiving wouldn't be the same for most of us without food, friends, and family. But not everyone has those 3 pillars. The People's City Mission made sure all of its guests had a great feast.
So many of our guests, this is really it. If it wasn't this, they wouldn't be able to celebrate Thanksgiving, because many of them are homeless, or they're people that are, really struggling, and they have nowhere to go. And so this is a great time. They connect with each other. If you go to each table, you'll see the conversations are just a mile a minute. They're having a good time. There's community, there's fellowship. It's more than just food. It's a connection. It makes people feel they are part of the community. They're loved, people care about them, it's going to be okay. So many feelings that go through the room here, and it's just a great event.
The mission needs lots of volunteers to pull off an event like this, and their work did not go unnoticed.
The volunteers are such a blessing, and I tell folks, volunteering is sometimes more important than money. Volunteering your time, because not only does it help us so we don't have to do extra costs, but it means something to those that are here. It's a great way to help out and make a difference.
Took around 100 volunteers, and they helped with everything from preparing food a week ago to helping serve on Thanksgiving Day. Bishop Tom Connolly of the Catholic Diocese of Lincoln and the newly elected Congressman Mike Flood from District 1 were two of Thursday's volunteers.
I like seeing the kids come through. They're excited to get a good, warm, hot meal. I run into a lot of people that want extra stuffing. I think I've been too generous on the stuffing today because we've already gone through 3 pans and they just switched out my scooper to a much smaller scooper because I was running through the stuffing faster. But you know, I like to see people happy.
Nearly 500 people experienced the tradition of those 3 pillars this Thanksgiving: food, friends, and family, thanks to the staff and volunteers at the People's City Mission. Reporting in Lincoln, Anthony D'Agostino, Channel 8 News.
And another nonprofit organization was giving out free Thanksgiving meals for anyone that wanted it. Encouragement Unlimited partnered with Mary Ellen's Restaurant to feed the people for Thanksgiving holiday. The meals were distributed from 10 this morning to 2 p.m. at Mary Ellen's Restaurant, where they served up smoked turkey, ham, greens, dressing, and rolls for all their guests. Pastor John Harris says serving the Lincoln community is what he is most grateful for today.
It's an unbelievable thing, you know, to do it on Thanksgiving Day. We have so much to be grateful for, and we're grateful for people who have taken advantage of this for us. We're thanking them for coming and getting the meals from us. And so that's a little bit different. It's not like we're doing them any great favor. We have the privilege, we have the opportunity, we're blessed to be a blessing. And so we look forward to the opportunity, and we've been excited today to be able to serve these meals to everyone who has come thus far.
They served more than 100 people, and the hope is that this is a tradition that will continue into the future. The YMCA of Lincoln celebrated its 14th annual Turkey Trot this morning. Everyone met at Memorial Park to join in on either a 1-mile fun run or a 5K. It's a family-friendly way to get everyone active before gaining a couple pounds in turkey and taters, and it doesn't hurt that it supports a good cause.
Fun to see the families out here, and it's a good course. It's a good cause.
Yeah. Good cause.
Yeah,
we love the Y. We want to support them.
Right.
And it's a fun get together on Turkey Day.
Yeah.
Everyone met at Memorial Park to join in on either a 1-mile fun run or a 5K. This year, the coordinators of the Turkey Trot are most thankful to see the community face to face.
It's good. It's good to be back in person. We were in person last year, but we do the virtual option, so there are some people that are running away from the Y too, but most people are here in person this year.
Proceeds from the Turkey Trot will go towards the YMCA's annual fundraising campaign, Strong Kids, which offers financial assistance for YMCA memberships, programs, sports, and camp fees to families who otherwise would not be able to participate. Let's go to meteorologist Jessica Blum with a look at your first forecast. Jessica.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Those people that did the Turkey Trot this morning had temperatures in the 30s, and we've been warming up ever since. Those clear skies for most of the day once the cold front swept through are leaving with us a beautiful sunset this evening. Looking at our Honda of Lincoln cam out there right now, temperatures are still in the 50s right now, but winds are still whipping out of the north, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour in some spots, including those gusts. But 16 miles an hour out of the north sustained out of Lincoln, and temperatures dropping into the upper 40s right now, in 46 degrees in Lincoln, 46 in Beatrice, as well as 48 in Hebron. But again, going into this evening, we're going to start to slowly dip into the 30s by 8 p.m. So we're going to start to cool off a lot as the sun sets tonight, and winds are still going to be anywhere out of the north-northwest from about 5 to 10 miles per hour this evening. And if you're one of those people looking to get out and do some Black Friday shopping early tomorrow morning, it's going to be a chilly start with temperatures in the low 20s, and then eventually warming up into the 50s by the afternoon. But a chilly start with a coat or something needed if you're looking to do any shopping and any of those lines that you might be a part of tomorrow. So, because some of those shoppers, you know, there's some outdoor shopping for some of those people tomorrow.
Oh, beautiful day. I wish I had gotten up and did the Turkey Trot.
I know, maybe next year.
Yep, maybe next year. Thank you, Jessica. The end of Thanksgiving means the beginning of the Christmas shopping madness that is Black Friday. More stores are closing their doors on Thanksgiving and offering the deals online. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on finding the best deals this year.
Higher prices for goods coupled with the surge in online shopping is enticing retailers to bring out the big savings on the biggest shopping day of the year.
Retailers know they need to sweeten those deals for these inflation-conscious consumers, and so we're already seeing some of the lowest prices ever on certain items.
Walmart, Best Buy, Macy's, and Target closed Thanksgiving Day. Dick's Sporting Goods, Kohl's, and JCPenney also not open to shoppers either, so you may not see the big doorbuster sales. That doesn't mean the deals aren't there. The National Retail Federation says businesses started their Black Friday deals earlier this year than in years past, as shoppers' concerns over inflation has sparked their desire to buy before prices rise.
It's not going to be kind of that one day and gone. They're going to have some special doorbusters as they typically do, but you're going to see discounts from 30 to 60% throughout the season.
A recent survey found that 80% of holiday consumers plan to shop during the Black Friday Cyber Monday weekend, nearly 10% more than last year. And they plan to spend 50% of their holiday shopping budgets this weekend. But is it better to shop in-store or online for Cyber Monday? Experts say prices will likely be about the same. Either way, you'll likely find the best deals in these categories.
I would focus on the categories that are historically the most deeply discounted over this weekend. So that would be tech, fall fashion, beauty, and small home appliances. If you focus there, you'll do really well.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Coming up, Omaha residents are still searching for a woman who has been missing since Saturday. Stay with us.
Shake up how you wake up with a
The University of Idaho is advising students travel in pairs while the Moscow Police Department continues working around the clock to dig up any lead on the brutal murder of 4 students. While police have received hundreds of tips in the case, they are yet to find the murder weapon or a suspect. In the week that has passed since the 4 were killed, police have bagged and processed over 100 pieces of evidence, and in the 150 interviews they've conducted, some mention Kaylee Goncalves may have had a stalker.
We have followed up looking at specific time frames in specific areas of town. So far we have not been able to corroborate it, but we're not done looking into that piece of information.
The Moscow Police Department is teaming up with the FBI to generate new leads, and the University of Idaho is ramping up their security and police presence. The governor has allotted $1 million for this investigation. And back here in Nebraska, the search for a missing Omaha woman continues. Loved ones and work colleagues are desperate to find 43-year-old Kari Allen, who has been missing since Saturday. Isabella Bosco reports.
As the search for Kari continues, we saw the Douglas County Sheriff's Office paying close attention to Kari Allen's home and towing a car registered to her from the garage, all part of the investigation into her disappearance. Former colleagues are opening up about the woman behind this picture, a person they describe as passionate, meticulous, and caring. She supervised a program at Vodek, an organization which provides services for people with disabilities.
The parents all thought that she was too young, too skinny, too inexperienced, and they just grew to love her. She just really melted their hearts, I think.
I don't think she ever knew a stranger. She was very friendly, outgoing, always willing to listen to people.
They also describe her as a great mother.
Her son was her highlight of her life.
When Kari went missing, former colleague Clarion Campbell was feeling all kinds of emotions.
First I was shocked that anything would happen to Kari. And then I was angry. It's like, you know, because she's such a good person, like, how could this happen to her?
Vodek CEO Steve Hodap says for Kari to be gone like she is not typical for her.
I think this is very untypical behavior. So, you know, I hate to think about the alternatives. We just hope that she gets back safely.
I hope they find her safe and bring her home to her family and her son.
Police said on Wednesday they are not actively looking for any suspects, and anyone with information on Kari's whereabouts is encouraged to call the tip line at 402-444-6000.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with meteorologist Jessica Blum.
Well, the clouds this morning left us pretty early, and this is what we've been left with. A beautiful sunset, mostly clear skies today, a lot of sunshine as we look at our Allo Cam. Pretty quiet out there. Probably a lot of you enjoying family and friends at this hour, and maybe some football too going on. But temperatures across the area today did get into the lower 50s. 50s just about everywhere, if not the upper 40s. 51, about 52 degrees was actually the high recorded in Lincoln today. 51 in Beatrice as well as 50 in Hebron. And just another beautiful and mild day despite a cold front pushing through early this morning. And across the state, not too much varying in terms of temperatures, upper 40s even out in the Panhandle, 49 in Scottsbluff as well as 48 in Chadron. But right now temperatures starting to cool down just a little bit. 46 degrees in Lincoln right now, 44 in Omaha, 44 in Norfolk, and 43 in O'Neill. And we're starting to stay clear through this evening as you look at satellite and radar across the state. Not much going on, not much going to change going into this evening. So we'll pick up stormcasts in the next few hours and try to see, are there any clouds? I don't see any. I'm not seeing any clouds form. Maybe a few patchy areas of fog tomorrow morning, then high-level clouds move in throughout the afternoon hours on Friday. So there really isn't a lot going on or much to talk about in the way of precipitation or storm chances tomorrow. We're going to see a lot of sunshine and be pretty warm again tomorrow. But then heading into and fast-forwarding Saturday afternoon, we're tracking this storm system that's currently affecting the southern plains. It's currently sitting over New Mexico and Texas, around the Panhandle, is eventually going to push off to the north and east and eventually try to start to clip some of these southern portions of Nebraska. We do have some chances for rain as we go into the later evening hours of Saturday into Sunday, and so we're going to track this storm as it starts to develop. It's a really slow-moving storm. It'll start to push off to the northeast and eventually try to clip our state and eventually push some more clouds into our area to give us more clouds heading into Sunday as well. So we'll have a small chance for some rain Saturday into Sunday, but right now, tonight, mostly clear. here. We'll have a chilly start for anyone starting to head out the door and pick up some of those deals this morning. A low temperature right around 22 degrees and winds still out of the northwest anywhere from 6 to 8 miles per hour tonight. And then we'll start to warm up tomorrow. We're going to get another wind shift, so winds will be out of the south once again and start to warm up back up into the upper 50s with plenty of sunshine tomorrow. But if you are heading out to the games in Iowa City tomorrow, kick off right around 3 o'clock. Temperature is going to be right around 51 degrees, winds out of the west, southwest, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour throughout the game. And then the sun will start to set and temperatures will drop back into the 40s for tomorrow if you're heading out to the game. But back here in Lincoln, of course, upper 50s for the next couple of days. And then we do have that small chance, like I was talking about, Saturday into Sunday, with a chance from that storm coming up from the southern plains and trying to clip our state. And then we'll see a little bit of a cool down into Sunday with temperatures right around 48 degrees. And we start to rebound into the 50s once again on Monday. But it's really an active system Tuesday and Wednesday that we could see some measurable amounts of precipitation that we're trying to track with another system coming in and clipping our state, maybe even bringing some snow to some of the northeastern portions of this state, and a mix possible for our area Tuesday into Wednesday. And then cooler temperatures. We're going to maybe usher in some 30s back into the forecast by Wednesday, and maybe even see the chance for some snow during that time period too, but a much more active period of showers heading into next week, starting in the middle of the week. And then once December rolls around, we're going to usher in some cooler weather by this time next week with some more rain chances by the end of the full forecast. So got to enjoy the sun while it lasts. But again, I know a lot of us are looking forward to the moisture, and we could really use it with this being one of the 4th driest years on record so far.
Upper 50s tomorrow. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jessica. Stick with us after the break.
With so much at stake, so
Despite Americans are crisscrossing the country by the millions this Thanksgiving.
It's even a little more crowded than we expected.
AAA estimates nearly 55 million people will be traveling 50 miles or more between Wednesday and Sunday.
Just hoping we make our flight.
TSA screening 2.46 million passengers on Wednesday alone, a near-pandemic record of people for one day.
I've never seen the TSA line this long.
But planes weren't the only things taking flight this holiday. The iconic balloons of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade took to the skies as an estimated 3 million people gathered in New York City to take part in the annual tradition, culminating with a visit from the big man himself, Santa Claus, in an unofficial kickoff to the holiday season. The parade also featuring unexpected special guests, the President and First Lady calling into the NBC broadcast to share their thanks.
Well, I want to say thanks to the firefighters, the police officers, first responders. They never take a break.
And God bless our troops.
Before making a surprise visit to a local firehouse in Nantucket, Massachusetts. And in Colorado Springs, a community is coming together to share in grief and gratitude.
This event is more important now than ever to show that we here in Colorado Springs, we love and accept every person.
Just days after a mass shooting at Club Q, patrons of the LGBTQ+ safe space found a new home for their annual Thanksgiving dinner, offering a table where everyone belongs. I'm Karen Kafa reporting.
Let's get an updated check on weather. Jessica.
Yeah, we're going to stay dry for some time. Friday's looking to be a beautiful day with upper 50s for temperature-wise, and then upper 50s on Saturday with a PM chance for some rain Saturday into Sunday, and then a more active pattern next week that we'll start to track, but temperatures remaining above average for some time going into next week.
Thank you, Jessica, and thank you for joining us. World News is next. We'll see you back here tonight at 6.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
DQ chicken strip basket? I want in on that. House-made Hidden Valley Ranch, fries, Texas toast, and DQ chicken strips. Let's get delivery at DQ.com.
Closed captioning on